Hey guys, it's Mega Matt. I have a quick update video for you on the XJ. Today I'm just going to show you a little bit about the Ford F150 Platinum seats that I'm going to be installing into the XJ and what I needed to do to modify them so that all the movements work. I will have an update on the actual progress I've made on the XJ in about a week, so you'll see all the progress I've made, all the little things I've worked on. I'm sorry it's taking so long, but life, it's a thing. So let's take a look at these seats. So this is my 2009-10 Ford Platinum series. So right there. F150 or F250 seat, brown leather. I think it'll be a beautiful addition to the XJ. It has 9-way positioning seats with heated seats and cooling. So I'm going to get everything working except the heated and cooling. I'll leave that for another day. That's a little more complicated wiring, but the heating and the 9-way positioning is very easy, especially thanks to another YouTuber who has a video on how to rewire these seats. His says from 2011 to 2015, but the 2009-10 also works as well from my experience. So let's take a look real quick. The underside here. So there's basically 4 motors. And motors, electric motors, are very simple. They have a positive and a negative, and if you give them power, they move. So you can see 1, 2, and 3. The 4th one is in the back of the chair. It's what moves the back up and down. So each of those wires has 4 wires that come out of the plug, or each of those motors, sorry, has 4 wires that come out of the plug. Now 2 of them are for the computer, because this seat also has driver selection. So you have passenger 1 and passenger 2. That requires the use of a computer module. This computer module sits here typically, and everything plugs into it. But I took that off, and we're going to bypass the computer module because that also talks to the infotainment center, and we don't have any of that in an XJ, and we're not gonna. So what we're going to do is we're going to make these buttons work, okay? And in order to do that, we're going to get access to the power and ground of each motor, okay, which is 2 wires, and then we're going to connect them to the corresponding switch. And then we have power and ground from the switch control. So ultimately you power this, and then these control all the movements of the seat, including air lumbar support. Okay. The only thing that this won't have is heat control and cooling control, which it'll have it, but I'm not gonna dive into that and get it right now. It's not that important to me. So most importantly, please cut the wires to the ABS. You don't want to be giving power to the ABS and pop the airbag. That would be dumb. So just snip those wires and get rid of them, okay? Next thing you want to do is separate out all the wires. So you need the 2 from each motor that control power and ground, and then those will be wired to the corresponding seat movements. This is everything that is left over that is going to be thrown away. And you can see there's plugs to the computer and the ECM and the body control module and all that kind of stuff. All that stuff's going to get cut out and thrown away. So we were able to wire it all up, and it all works now. I'm not going to go into the specifics of it other than to say there is a connection I goofed up. This lives back up under here, and I cut it, and I didn't need to. I could have cut it and used these wires, but I wound up going up above it because I didn't realize what I was doing. But you can use the wires down below and simply splice into this. The air lumbar support is directly off of this. You don't need to do anything to it. And this is the the upright forward and back. So I used butt connectors that solder together with a heat gun. Probably have seen these on Instagram or wherever. They're great. They're like $20 for a box of 500 or something like that. They're great. Use those. And then I'm going to loom it all together, and I'll show you how it all works. So this is all the wiring cleaned up. Everything's been soldered together. You can see all the wiring looks really good. The only thing hanging out from the bottom is the power and ground. And I have Deutsch connectors coming. So I'll put a Deutsch connector on there, and I'll wire a relay from the auxiliary of the XJ. And that will, when I turn to power on, it'll allow the seats to work. So that's what it looks like when it's all cleaned up. The control module gone. All this to be thrown away, gone. Probably took me 2-3 hours to do this, and I didn't know what I was doing, so not bad. And I'll give you a demonstration of the movements now. I have a 12-volt setup here, 12-volt, 10 amps. That's my power and ground. There'll be Deutsch connectors on that, like I said earlier. I will put this plastic piece back on, but I need to take the old seat belt off because I'm not going to use that. But let's take a look how the seat works. So forward, backwards, up. Sounds like it's farting, but it's not. Front down, back down. You can see the seat back. More leather farts. Seat forward. Farting all the way. And then the lumbar, you can see it if you look real close. Not sure if you can see or hear that, but it does work. I could hear it and see it. So that is the Ford F150 Platinum seats. Looking really good. I did some heat treatment on them to get some dents out of them. Looks like I need to do a little more right here to get that dent out. But the seats cost more than the FJ or the XJ, guys. Just know that they cost more than the Jeep did. So I'm glad that it worked, and they're gonna look awesome in the car. I still need to weld on the frame so it'll fit. The seat is the correct dimensions from here to there and from here to there. It will fit, but the frame is too wide because of the transmission tunnel. But I'm going to use the XJ frame underneath and mount it to that. So I'll do a little welding, and then I'll get these seats into the car. So I'll show you that in the next episode. So stay tuned, guys. Progress is happening. Like, share, subscribe. Maker Matt. See you next time.